These horrible right-angled vectored air vortices, they shoot through this stock air intake. It's horrible for high torque, which is why a couple of times I got higher torque with that short ram than I ever did, even with it being a warm day than this cold air intake. That's my little rant about this crap from manufacturers. And take air temperature sensor, rehook back up. And this is on the dirty side, so you know, I just want to look at this real quick. Really simple. Not even threaded in. I wish I did have threads on it. It might be easier to kind of put in behind the air filter somehow, and then your fuel trims would be more accurate. But the big thing is, if this is actually really close, it's acceptable. It's not as good as stock, but it's acceptable. Oh, I'm seeing why it's not going in. Had one bolt still that wasn't actually part of the short ram install. I just put the bolt there so I wouldn't lose it when I came back. There we go. Now everything will go together. Theoretically. Try not to lose these at the same time. These bolts. Alright. And there's no clamp that goes on that. It's not special like that. You're not special. Well, if you're watching this, you're special because you're one of my subscribers, aren't you? I don't have to tell you guys about the bell, do I? Make sure you get updates. Or if that's not how you do it, and you still watch, I don't care. Don't have the updates. Actually, I'm subscribed to so many channels that I keep a list, so I'm going to try to keep up with people. Okay, that was dumb to throw the power onto it when it wasn't threaded. Get it straight, get it threading. Didn't manage to strip it, thank goodness. You can do it with hand tools, but if you have a fast tool, you don't have to worry about speeding up the edit. Now, I always keep this right side up because that's the clean side of the filter. While I'm working, I leave it like that because I don't want anything to happen. You're seeing this hooked up straight. All these I haven't spread to tighten down. I haven't tightened down this. All that's waiting to be tightened after everything's together. This is even still floppy loose. But I noticed something that bothered me. I was worried about this aftermarket adapter piece. I'm sure you can see that there's dirt all along this sill. Now, the adapter piece that they came with, I could feel the plastic bent really easy, and this needs to be strengthened somehow or replaced because it isn't getting a good enough sill for me. Okay, now if you look at this guy, you also see dirt around the edge, and that's not something that I saw when it was hooked up to the stock plate. I think I could get one for maybe like $5. I could be wrong, I'll look it up. But that's really not that bad, you know. For a $42 to get all of this, and in only 1 month of driving in winter, basically the month we had left of true winter. I mean, it's literally winter, but it's 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Come on. Was that like 30 degrees Celsius or something? So I need to clean this because I don't want any dirt in my engine. And I need, before next winter, to get a better adapter housing, and then I'll be satisfied with this kit for winter use. So I'm going to go ahead and get this stuff wrapped up because it's not going to be used for 9 more months. I'm going to get my screen hooked up in here. So it actually is very easy the way it goes in. And the way it was attached to this adapter, I ran out of memory space, so I had to sit there and delete videos off my memory card. Turns out I have a big backlog, so I have tons of videos coming for you guys. But, and that's actually the bolt that came with the truck to install down here. They gave me new nuts, and all I did, I got worried at first because that's the one tool I forgot. I forgot my 10mm box handle wrench. Always have one of these tools. It is a lifesaver. And in this particular case, I really liked it because unlike the 10mm where you're holding on for dear life that you don't drop it out as this backs out, I was able to clamp that down on there. It was actually easier to use than the box handle wrench because, you know, it can go a little below 10mm and get a real tight connection. I have to get a better backing plate. That sets me up as for a short ram intake for $42. I'm going to call that about 4-star deal. Well, the people I bought it from, I called them 5 stars because on eBay it's more about not the quality of the product, but the quality of who's taking care of you. Okay. I don't know what it is about YouTube tradition and showing stuff getting unboxed, but with everything all installed, all put together, it still fits in its original packaging. There you go. That's my anti-showing and unboxing. I've boxed it up instead for you. And that's with all the pieces still pretty much assembled together in 2 different boxes. So I know I'm ready for next season. Gotta leave it quite some time to find this guy. So that's what I was afraid of. It's actually the stock tube's a little bigger than the aftermarket to compensate. So that needs to go in with the boxes. So they actually go a little bigger to try to compensate for all these horrible right-angled vectored air vortices they shoot through this stock air intake. It's horrible for high torque, which is why a couple of times I got higher torque with that short ram than I ever did, even with it being a warm day than this cold air intake. That's my little rant about this crap from manufacturers. So this goes on here. I'm not going to do that yet because it makes more sense to bolt it on. This guy could have a little extra measure of protection as it comes up to math by going over this instead of under. That's not how it came stock, and I'm sure it made sense at the factory, but we can adjust things just a bit as mechanics to protect things. So long as that still reaches. I'll leave this loose just in case it doesn't want to fit. And with my rag, oh well, maybe a little dirt was getting by on this. It's just attached by this 8mm. The rest of the kit's 7mm, and you can already see that it's cracked. Just trying to get it tight enough to go on. Looking inside here very carefully, I see absolutely no. Oh, don't drop my map. That's delicate. I see absolutely no dirt that's getting past the air filter. It was just past this sill back here. And this is the kind of guy I am. I feel guilty when my boss let me clock out and install this first time at work that I use a couple of his zip ties. So here's me bringing more back to the shop out of the pack I bought out of my own money, because I know a lot of you techs have access to supplies, and just be honest. They notice if you're honest. I mean, he probably wouldn't have cared if I asked him, but I mean, if I have to be honest over that, I'm really, you don't have to worry about me. All right, guys, that was me being a little bit weird and self-righteous, maybe. I don't know, but love you. I love the stock air intake. It's good. Cold air intake might be better because of that business down in there where it's not actually cold air intake like I thought, but maybe I can modify that Okay, I apologize for cleaning it off camera, but this seal right here fits into the slip. I had to kind of carefully do it because it's slightly smaller than shape. Dirt's been getting around it. I don't like that. I saw evidence of that on this filter as well. I'm not sure if that comes stock or if that came with the kit, but I'm going to use it because dirt is getting through, and I think we're pretty good okay here. But if you look inside this tube, I see a lot of dirt in there as well, and it might have built up before the intake, it might have built up after, but I definitely had a little bit of dirt leaking here. So we need to get that clean. So my eBay filter, I think is good. I mean, it looks good. I don't have any dirt coming out from where it's at, but I had a little bit of dirt coming around from this little source port of the leak around this gasket. And the reason of that is because the new filter has an adapter that it hooks up to that allows it to connect to this by the bolted side, and that adapter, first time I installed it, it bent a little, and it wasn't getting a good seal. So that's going to have to be rectified. They can get from ones from Spectre, and I don't think it's going to cost me very much, but it will not go back onto this truck for an extended winter without the new coupler. And with the difficulties that sometimes come with recording, here's the third time I'm installing this. You're welcome, guys, if you really need to see it. And 13% girls. Well, girls change. Most recently, I was really reaching out to the community, and only 10% of the people watching have been girls lately. But girls have better attention spans, so even when I had 13% ladies watching my content, they outwatched the guys. They did as much watching as all the guys do. And ladies, I appreciate that. Thank you. There's a shout out to all the ladies that I'm connected in with YouTube, so thank you. Oh, and my wife's not one of them. She sees enough of me, so she doesn't watch me on YouTube very much. But she does. Man, that was a fun dig on myself. I didn't mean that. Sometimes she played a lot for the kids when I was doing that contract in California for 11 months, and I didn't tell you guys about it because, hello, tell everyone that my the father's not home with the kids? Yeah, right. That makes it look like a soft target. My wife's not a soft target, though. People just might assume that. She's got a lot of ways to defend herself. She's awesome. Okay. Actually, my kids did something really awesome. My birthday was some months back, but my daughter felt bad that she hadn't gotten me a birthday gift. So she presented me a card, and she thanked me for keeping her safe and the family safe, even the community. She knows how much I care about community and keeping them safe, so, you know, I'm pretty happy about that. That wasn't a great camera angle for putting on an air filter, but I really hope you guys don't need help with that. There is more play in this, so I can bring it a little farther up and away from that pulley. Bob's your uncle. In it goes. That can be a little loose. The engine's going to move. This has to be able to move. And I've got everything for the math. It's in. It's good. No worries. Now I have to tighten everything up through here. So I need to do my 10 millimeter just for this. That would be easier if I switch to my ratchet. I have a great review on this. I'll put a link to it right there. It's made a little bit weak, but it is a 1/4 inch, so I mostly use it for speed, and I have to break things loose myself otherwise. That tube wasn't quite in there, so I'm going to back up. And I know it can only tighten to about 30 foot-pounds of torque, but that's enough for a lot of things. When it was new, it did more, but it slips now if I stress it that much. Okay, so the resonator is not going to be an air leak. I really kind of wish I bought 2 batteries, but the batteries on the Matco are so good, this 12 volt thing, that even though they were going to discontinue it and go with a higher voltage, they didn't need to because their technology was just that good. So my worn out Matco tool I've had for lots of years. Apparently just over 2 years because I had to warranty the charger once. And the dealer said he's never had to do that before. But he's cool. I've got a good dealer in my area, California. Aaron Helms takes good care of you. If you ever need a Matco tool in this area, where I am, about an hour east of Raleigh, I'll give you his phone number. Okay, so that's on really good. All this is on really good. It just had a touch. Once this starts to rattle, it's probably put on by about 10 foot-pounds. Got extra grounding wires. Maybe I'll put a secret link, my secret link to extra power for that. Aha! It's good that I looked around because I had cheated. I put that one on because I figured everything else would have the flex. So I spread those like Brian's Mold 1 taught me. Welcome for the shout out. Love you, man. I might not have made YouTube without you. Alright guys, I had forgot to put this on. I thought I was done filming. I also looked over things again, and I hadn't yet tightened that, hadn't tightened this. Oh, and there's another one. So, grab my 7mm on my cart that I love to use every day, except maybe a day off. And it's special. All the other ones are 7, but that one's an 8. I bought the new one to keep at the house, so I wouldn't have to drag it back and forth from work. It's so shiny. I kept thinking about it the whole job. I was like, I feel special. My tools are so shiny. But you know, they don't stay that shiny when you use them. So let's get in here. That's just not cool to me. Well, it literally isn't. I don't know where I could get more cold air, because there's just a little bit of space for cold air here, a lot more space for cold air there, and if I were to take and somehow modify this tube to both take advantage of the air intake and suck air here instead, I will do it. I mean, there's minimal risk of hydrolock, especially if I leave this open, so it could still sample a little warm air, but if water ever came in here, it would drain down there. But I'm just something to get more of the air through this cold space. I mean, that's not bad, but I know it could be better. It really can. Chevy Prism was easier to modify. I'm getting to too many links. I may not be able to tell you, check out my other short ram intake right here. But since this is a short ram intake, uninstallation, goodbye, good riddance. I'm kidding. I liked it. I just had a couple issues. Get out there and work on something. I'll answer your car questions as soon as I'm done watering the grass.